The thos programme at Havering College started in 2006. The programme is to help people with learning disabilities into paid employment. Initially, we were to place 6 clients into work within 1 year, and that just multiplied because we placed 15 in the first year that we were working. We realised we had a runaway train on our hands, and in the last 3 years it's developed considerably.
Oh, my expectations for Joe were not very high, to be honest, work-wise. Really worried that he wouldn't find work.
It would have been hard for him to get into a job because he didn't have a lot of confidence in himself.
I've been at work for 4 years. I just like the people, like earn my own money. But in my opinion, I think I'm the best worker here.
Since I've been at work at Outback, it made me more confident and more independent because I can go home on my own and don't need my mum and dad to take me home.
The job coaches, they're excellent. When I first started this job, I was, finding it difficult, but, I had the job coaches, they were there to support me all the way.
We all know first day at work is terribly nerve-wracking, and for somebody with learning disabilities, that's doubly so, if not treble, so many times more. And just having a familiar face and someone that they can just turn to, it may even just be something simple like, when do I go on my break, or where can I go, that they don't feel confident to ask somebody else that they've never met before. But you do see this gradually as they settle in, that they need me less and less.
Going to work makes me feel happy.
Is the guys that we've employed, like Alex and Joe, the people that we've employed, you can see them grow in confidence, and that's the bit that I get out of it, is how they started with us being shy and meek and not able to do much, but now they're almost working on their own, which is really great.
I love my job because it's interesting and people are nice.
Alex has thrived. She's a lot more confident. She's got confidence in herself, in her own abilities. She's got more outward looking. She loves the situation where she's actually being paid to do something, rather than it's more job experience. And at the end of it, there's nothing really. It fizzles out. I've seen her come out of a shell.
And there's another bonus that perhaps employers don't think about, and that's the attitude they bring to work. They have the most refreshing approach to actually doing the job, and that actually spins off to the people around them, and you see the impact it has on the colleagues who, I suppose, equally had the same fears as I had at the outset. We're going to be working with people with learning difficulties. That's never proved to be the case. They're a total benefit.
Now, I can work on my own, basically, the confidence is there, I'll be able to. Before, I was very shy, I wouldn't be able to even do this, but now, and how to overcome, basically. It has really been successful, the project has been successful, and also to be able to work independently, in a post-room, to see all these pigeonholes and things, that I can do, basically. I know my ability, my limitations, and also, it's important to know all these things, really helpful. It has been absolutely amazing.
The Rose project at Havering College, I think, is just fantastic. We've always had a problem with the transition from school to college, and then even more problems with the transition from college to employment for young people with moderate or even sometimes severe learning difficulties. And this project just shows that given the right encouragement and help, sort of the gradual help getting into the employer and then phasing out that help, with that kind of support in the initial stages, these young people can contribute a huge amount to society, to our culture and to our economy.
It's a wonderful example of cooperation between education, the students themselves, the parents, the employers, and it's just a wonderful success story. I'd like to see it rolled out in every borough, in every county in the country. If only everybody could copy what you're doing in Rose, it would just be a really good news story for all students with learning difficulties, that they know they can have ambition and they can have a sense of achievement.
It's offered us hope with, I guess, associated relief that there is something for Alex once she finishes college, and that could be employment for the rest of her life.
I think it gives inspiration to parents of children with learning disabilities who are young at the moment, to see that the future for their children is not to be put in a day centre for the rest of their life, or, you know, to be watching television at home, but that they can really go on to live happy and fulfilled lives, and most importantly, they can make a big contribution to the community, and they can know what kind of a contribution they make. So I think it's got a fantastic future, fantastic opportunities.
The changes of life that we've seen in the last 3 years has been huge. One young guy who now works in McDonald's and has been there 3 years, now lives in his own flat and has really moved on from living at home and being in college. He's now got his own life. Alex has severe learning difficulties and has sustained her employment with Sainsbury's for 2.5 years. This wouldn't have been heard of before Rose came along. Most of our young people, unfortunately, when they finished college, would end up in daycare centres or with job seekers, or just going on to further training. Employment was not a strong possibility. Rose changes lives. Why shouldn't people with learning disabilities or difficulties have the right to be a member of their own community, the same as any other individual has the right to be a member of